Introducing your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite.
Squishy Evans, number 1, St. Killian Parish School. Squishy says, no, 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 no. Enza Vickers, number 2, St. Charles.
Linda, number 5, Chartiers Valley. Let's win it, boys.
Grayson Baru, number 14. I go to Elwood City Area School District. Bye.
Lennon Bloom, 22, Nature Boy Elementary.
Ooh!
Ryan Schweitzer, number 23, Hayne Elementary School. Bang!
Finn Bowen, number 26, and I go to Eden Hall Upper Elementary. And I got hands.
Austin Kumnick, number 34, Hayne Elementary.
Brady Dixon, 36, in Gamar Elementary School, laying the boom.
I'm Sammy Brushett, number 48, and I go to Hayne Middle School.
Ryan Laura, number 61, Hayne Middle School.
Luca Zacci, number 83, Mars Area Centennial School. And I shoot bombs from the blue line.
Danny Foster, 88, Mercer Elementary School. This is my house.
Nathan Goldberg, 97, Level Green Elementary School. And I hit lasers.
All right. Good evening, Swirly Nation, and welcome back to the University of Notre Dame for today's nightcap between Compuware and your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the University of Notre Dame here on the campus in South Bend, Indiana. For the second of two today for the Pens Elite. This time they will take on Compuware. Penguins Starting in net for this one will be Sammy Burchett. Didn't catch the rest of the starting lineup, as we had a little bit of a kind of system normal, all jacked up moment there. We couldn't get the camera feed working. We had all the graphics and everything else to bring you, but couldn't get the live camera feed to work. We've got that issue corrected, and we were able to come to you live. So we're excited to have you joining us. An early start here from South Bend. We're getting started about 10 minutes early, which will be good considering most of these players are going to enjoy Notre Dame and Minnesota later on today around 6 o'clock start time for that contest. Compuware with the puck in the Penguins zone. Battle along the boards, broken up by Dixon, brought out by Schweitzer. Schweitzer weaving through the neutral zone, will bank it off the boards and chase it down behind the Compuware defenseman. It'll be a dump and change action there for the Pens forward, as the Penguins rotating quick lines again here in this one. It'll be Dixon behind his own net. Breaking free with a cross-ice pass for Peru, who's down to one knee and able to spin it all the way in on net, where it's covered up by Compuware. Compuware in what can only be described as highlighter orange uniforms. They're unmistakable on your TV screen, as the greatest fans in hockey pile in to a sold-out capacity venue here at the Compton Family Ice Arena. Compuware carries it into the Penguin zone. Defended well by Kumnik. It'll be followed on by Vickers. He'll work it up to Luarchuk. His cross-ice pass goes behind Baru, but Baru will try to chase it down, getting in front of the Compuware defenseman. Two players tied up along the half wall, and Baru takes a bit of a shot there after the play as Luarchuk will spin one in and shoot it just wide of the cage. It'll be reversed back to Baru in the corner. He gets control. Looking at the point man, Kumnik. Kumnik will shovel a backhander in. It's a potential 2-on-1 in behind. And the Pens are going to have a penalty. It's going to be Luarchuk heading off. A slash on the goaltender, putting his stick right into the chest. And so the Pens will be on a PK. So an early penalty kill here. 12:23 to play first period. Luarchuk to the box for 90 seconds of reflection and meditation. Compuware will try to set up the power play. It's to the point. They work the umbrella wide. Shot to the blocker side. Blocked away by Bruchette. Back to the point where Compuware will try to set up again to the half wall. Spun in front. It'll skip all the way through to the opposite point. Sending it across ice again. Shot comes in, deflects in. Brush it there. The puck gets dug out by Compuware, but we'll get a whistle. Bloom to take the draw again. Won by Compuware, worked back to the point. It'll be a D-to-D play, almost picked off by Bloom. A cross-ice pass batted out of midair in front of the net. It'll go to the corner for Foligno to work. Foligno in a battle on the corner, tries to advance it up the wall to Bowen. It'll be brought back into the middle for Compuware to skip one wide. All the way to the corner, a centering pass. Kicked around out front, diving in front to block it is Brady Dixon with a big save. Another centering feed to Compuware. Picked off by Foligno, and he'll ice it, taking the heat out of a very hot kitchen. The Pens will be able to get a line change here with 24 seconds left on the penalty kill. It'll be Schweitzer and Lohr, Zachi and Foster. The four Penguins killing the Lowarchuk penalty. Face off sent to the wall where a battle, and it'll be Compuware getting control. Unable to get too much of it as Zachy will pick the puck up and send it back out to center. As the remainder of the penalty ticks away here, it's Schweitzer on the forecheck. And the Penguins are back to full strength as Compuware enters the Penguin end. Compuware stopping, pulling up, shooting one. A kick save and a beauty by Brichette. It'll be Foster, heavy off the boards. Looking to spring Schweitzer. This time Zachy will send it the opposite direction. No icing as it gets into the Compuware zone to be picked up at the circles. A breakout pass eludes its mark, and it'll be Foster picking it off. He has it taken from him, and Compuware comes flying up the left wing side. Defended well by Kumnik. Kumnik in a battle behind the net. It'll be Compuware coming away with it. Tried a little bit of a centering pass on a wraparound. That was defended well by the Pens, and it'll be worked to the half wall where Lowarchuk will try to exit the zone. That attempt is picked off and dumped back in behind the Penguins' cage for a battle for Foster. He rims it around for Goldberg. Kept in on the half wall again by Compuware on the opposite side this time. Battle in the corner. It'll be Vickers and Foster in there for the Penguins. Puck dislodged. It's Goldberg now, and he'll loft it all the way up and all the way back through and on net, so no icing here. Lowarchuk on a heavy forecheck. Forecheck forces a turnover to Goldberg, who sends it back to the Compuware line, where they'll set things up and try to gain the Penguin zone. A nice lead pass, gaining the zone, working in, defended well by Foligno to the wall. Swooping down low is Schweitzer. He'll wedge it up the wall. It's taken in by Compuware. Compuware turning in their own end, away from trouble. A centering feed through the neutral zone goes off the stick of Bloom, but it's carried on by Compuware. A shot goes off the side of the net before it's cleared away. Compuware to the puck, shooting one in down low, cleared by Bloom to the corner. Bloom and Foligno. As it kicks out front, it's off of Bowen, and it'll be Kumnik getting control and sending it all the way down where we'll get another icing on the Penguins. 8:31 to play here in the first period. It's a 0-0 tilt between the Penguins and Compuware. Compuware, like I mentioned, in neon orange uniforms with brown striping. A combination one would never put together on purpose. Brown and white stripes, brown pants with orange stripes, white helmets, a unique look for certain. The Penguins are in their black uniforms, the black jerseys with the gold penguin on the chest. Black pants, black socks, everything with gold striping, and of course the iconic gold Pens Elite helmets. It's Brady Dixon trying to find his partner in the opposite corner in the form of Luka Zachy. It's rimmed back behind the Penguins net where Goldberg advances it further, looking at Baru. Baru unable to get control, so Goldberg will try a second time. Second time turned back by the Compuware defense and picked up by Zachy behind the cage. It'll be tossed up the half wall for Lowarchuk. He toe picks a bit along the boards. Compuware comes away with it, but right there is Vegas Golden Nate to swipe it away. He'll get it out to Baru. Baru tried to return the favor, but it was just in front of the Penguin forward. Compuware with the puck again. Into the Penguin zone they come. Winding and firing, stick on puck by Dixon. Breaks it up to the corner where it's reversed for Lowarchuk. Lowarchuk back for Goldberg. Goldberg will rim it around to Zachy. Zachy will get control in his own end, and he's able to bank it off the boards and try to catch Lore flying up the right-hand side. Puck back to the blue line for Dixon. freed up by Bowen. Bowen will toss one in on the Compuware net. It's popped to the corner by the goaltender. A play up and over the glass down to our left will stop play and give the Penguins an offensive zone draw. Thank you all for joining us here in the CCM Notre Dame shootout. We're bringing you live action between Compuware and the Pens Elite here on the auxiliary rink, an Olympic-sized sheet of ice at the Compton Family Ice Arena on the campus of Notre Dame University in the shadows of the golden dome of the main building. Puck gathered in by Lohr in the neutral zone. He'll gain the Compuware end on sides. Got Schweitzer trailing, leaves it for him. He runs into two Compuware players, but not before getting it to Bowen, who spins it back in front, looking for Lohr. That pass is turned aside by Compuware. Bowen will get to it on the half wall. A battle along the boards. And a whistle blows. And we're going to see a face-off. Face-off will be inside the Compuware zone as a tied-up puck is the call. .556 to play of a 0-0 tilt here. As it'll be Enzo Vickers, Nate Goldberg, Grayson Baru, Austin Kumnick, and Danny Foster, the 5 Penguins on the ice. It's behind the cage where it'll be taken by Baru to the corner. He trips over a fallen Compuware forward. And now we're going to get a penalty. Penguins are going to take a penalty here. As Compuware tosses it into the Penguins' end, it'll be chased down by Foster. And Enzo Vickers is going to head off for a slash. So the face-off will be put back in the Penguins' end. Baru and Goldberg up front. Dixon and Foligno on the back end for the Pens. Puck work to the point. A D-to-D play. Good puck pressure by Goldberg as Compuware rims it the whole way to the corner. 2 Compuware players in front, and they'll pop one. A nice feed to the middle that's fought off by Sammy Burchett. Sweet buttery crumpets. That was a good one. Shot from the outside, and the rebound is picked up by Compuware. And a well-choreographed celebration by the Compuware forward after tapping that one by the Penguin goaltender. Another rebound that was an issue earlier today when the Penguins tied Honeybaked. A 6-6 tie earlier today around 12. We started around 12:20, I believe, for that one. Also here from the Compton Family Ice Arena. It'll be brought in on what should be an offside play, and yes, they do call it. The back referee able to spot the offsides. These refs look like they might be brothers. It'll be Bloom on the draw. He wins it actually to himself. Able to get it to Schweitzer. Following on is Bloom into the Compuware end to the left side, carrying around behind. He's knocked down on the play. It'll be brought up by Compuware between the legs of a forward, and it'll elude the stick of Foligno, who's back to get it in the Penguins' end. He'll rim it around for Schweitzer. Schweitzer with a breakout attempt to Bloom. That's picked off, so Schweitzer will try a second time here. Compuware able to advance it to the corner before defended by Foligno. A centering pass that's cut off by Brady Dixon and sent up for Ryan Lohr. He tries to tap it past the defender, couldn't the first time, does the second. Getting it into the feet of a Compuware defender. Schweitzer, forechecks in the corner. It's rimmed around by Compuware. Up the half wall. Kept it at the blue line before being cleared by Compuware. And back they come on what will be a 2-on-5 as Compuware changes behind. Trying to cut to the middle, no luck there. A centering pass booted out by Zachy. Right to a Compuware forward who stood up by Vickers. He'll spin it back to the point, but no further. That shot knocked out of midair by Vickers, sent up to Schweitzer. Schweitzer trying to gain the offensive zone. Unable to do so with the puck, but it'll be worked deeper into the Compuware end where they'll run a controlled breakout. It's a flex off of a stick all the way behind the Penguins' cage. Picked up there by Zachy. Uses the long reach to drag around on checking forward and get it up to Luarchuk at center ice. A feed across, looking for Baru. That's stopped. And now it's Foster. Foster looks for Baru. It goes underneath Baru's stick. It's turned back out by Compuware. And there we'll get it. Luarchuk hauled down on the play. Then we'll get an interference call. So the Penguins are going to head to the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play, trailing 1-0 with a chance here to even the score. Vickers, Baru, Luarchuk, Foster, and Zachy. It'll be tucked in behind the Compuware net. A wraparound attempt for Vickers. And the puck is in the net. A 10-2 Crosby-esque move. Two players coming together as the Compuware forward comes out of the penalty box. He was confronted by Luarchuk, the trip victim. A Crosby-esque move by Vickers. I was unable to get the replay as I was trying to watch what was transpiring right in front of us at the penalty box between Luarchuk and 88 in orange. But nonetheless, he went 10-2 behind the net with a wraparound and was able to tuck it in the near side post on the Compuware goaltender. Slick moves there for number 2. And we are tied up at 1 apiece. A Seven Fields Wealth Management power play goal, Enzo Vickers. Puck broken up as Compuware tries to exit. Bloom drives in. His shot deflects wide of the cage. He'll go in after it on a forecheck. Followed on in support by Bowen. Bowen pressures along the half wall. It's unable to be kept by Kubnik, so it's tossed back into the Pens end for Foligno. Foligno carries around. He plays it up to Bloom. Bloom weaves into the Compuware end. He's got Bowen with him. Bloom will shoot one in on net as he slams down to the ice. Tracked from behind by Lohr is the Compuware breakout. Back pressure again, this time Bloom frees it up for Lohr. Lohr will toss it right to the feet of the Compuware bench, and we're gonna have too many men on the ice. Off of the skate of a Compuware player, it looks like they're just gonna maybe blow it dead on a coincidental touch. Nope, maybe they will call it. Too many men. Too many men will be the call as the Penguins played the puck right up in front of the Compuware bench. And it touched a player coming on the ice before the player going off was able to get off. I'd have maybe let that one go, maybe blow the whistle, but reset the play. And start over, but by the book, it's probably the right call. So the Penguins back to a power play that saw them get their one goal of the game. Compuware scored on, I don't know, maybe it wasn't a power play they scored on, I forget. Centering feed by Zachi right to Lewarchuk, whose shot is cradled in the chest and held. Vickers on the faceoff. Compuware wins it. They'll take it behind their own net and try to get out of their zone. Lewarchuk applying pressure. Compuware able to bank it out the center ice. It'll be Vickers picking it up in the Penguins' end. He'll go to the wall for Zachi. Zachi's cross ice pass. Off a skate, but comes through to Lewarchuk, who weaves to the right-hand side. Banks it off the boards for Goldberg. Goldberg goes reverse to Zachi. Zachi with space and an absolute cannon of a shot that connects with the foot of Vickers in front, and he's shaking it off. Shake it off, shake it off. It'll be dumped in by Dixon, chased down by Vickers in the corner. Compuware gets there first, and they'll try to reverse. Two Penguins on the forecheck. One there is Lewarchuk. It's swiped away by Goldberg, who winds and fires it just wide of the cage. Stepping up Zachi to keep it in. Lewarchuk able to keep it along the half wall as the horn will sound. And with 8 seconds left on the Penguin power play, we'll go to the first intermission. All right, folks, welcome back. Second period action here in the CCM Notre Dame shootout. A 1-1 tie as we take the ice to start period number 2. The Penguins Vickers on a power play. The Penguins have 8 seconds left of power play time to start the period. A shot in up high, rebound in front, battled for, kicked around, it comes back out. Schweitzer there. And he makes no doubt about it. Ryan Schweitzer with the howitzer. And that's top cheddar. An absolute rocket to the top shelf. And the Penguins take a 2-1 lead. That will not be a power play goal, but it might as well have been. The Penguins started on the power play, the period, and it had just expired when the rebounds were bouncing around in front, and it came free to 23 Schweitzer, who put an absolute missile past, and I did not grab it on instant replay again. It'll be Bowen with the puck. Brought out by Compuware. As I was doing something there real quick, I actually was able to go back and capture that replay to give to Ryan because I think it was a heck of a goal. I'll even try to maybe send it to myself and upload it here for you guys during the next intermission and give you a replay of that excellent play. It'll be Dixon rimming the puck around past Luarchuk. All the way to the Compuware end where they try to counterattack. It's Goldberg with it. He tosses it back as it will trickle in on the goaltender, Burchett, who's able to cover and get a whistle. Schweitzer wins the draw. It's rimmed back behind Azachi. Sent back behind the net by Compuware. A centering pass will come all the way to the point. That shot blocked by Schweitzer, who's up ice up the right-hand side with speed. He'll track the puck all the way to the Compuware end where it's picked up by their defense. They'll carry behind the net, throwing on the brakes, and he'll start the breakout to this side. Nice job by Zachi to keep it in the zone. Lohr comes away with it. Zachi keeps it in a second time. Now Schweitzer. Schweitzer advances it all the way behind the Compuware net where Bowen will track it down. He gets control, sends it to Schweitzer up the half wall. He's got a little bit of space, so he goes to Bowen. Bowen fires a backhander that just wide of the net. It'll be Lohr getting it in the corner. Comes back to Zachi. Zachi winding, firing. That's wide of the cage. Compuware to the puck, banking it off the wall, sending it all the way down, and it'll be an ice, baby, too cold. Too cold. Puck all the way back to the Compuware end for an offensive zone draw for the Pens. 2-1 lead here, period 2. We've got just under 12 minutes to play as across the way we can see fans piling in to the Compton Family Ice Arena to catch Notre Dame and Minnesota coming up here in 28 minutes. Those fans lining the glass and catching an excellent game between the Penguins and Compuware on the auxiliary ice here. Compuware will start the break up to the outside. Puck protected by Kumnik. Now it's Baru. Baru to Goldberg. Goldberg tries to go through a couple. It's just barely knocked off of his stick. And Compuware will send it all the way back up the ice where it'll go wide of Burchett. No icing to call. I'm not sure why that wouldn't have been icing, but it'll be no icing nonetheless as Compuware tries to weave out of the corner. Broken up by Kumnik, who then gets hit with a puck and is able to pull it back out and carry it up through center to the outside. All the way to the corner he'll go. A 3-on-2 taken to the corner by Kumnik. Compuware able to get back. Kumnik boarded a bit from behind. No call on the play as back comes Compuware out through center. Off of a stick to the Penguins' end where Vickers, covering for the Pens defenseman, picks it up and he'll start the rush out the other direction. He's got some space and he's got Baru on the wing. He'll find him. Baru down to a knee, and he tries to go back. As Bloom steps in, he'll fire one. Penguins currently playing with 3 people on the ice, as they did not want to get a too many men on the ice call. So it comes free behind the net. Compuware will get control, send it up to center. Kumnik will bank it back into the Compuware zone. Pressuring it lower. Compuware sends it all the way back up past Kumnik, who gets overtaken by a Compuware forward all the way to the corner. Puck tied up there. 3 Compuware players, 2 Penguins, and Compuware will come away with the puck. Weaving to the middle, cutting through one. There's Schweitzer to step in front and take the puck away. He finds Lohr. Lohr defended well, able to backhand it back to Schweitzer. Schweitzer, high slot for Lohr. One-timer that goes off of a stick and is kept out by the pad. A nice reactive save there by the man in neon, or woman, I believe. A nice young lady in neon orange. This type of color not foreign to the Pittsburgh audience, as we see this all hunting season long, the blaze orange of Compuware. 22 of you joining us. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here live. Hundreds more will watch the replay. Thousands more will hear the stories of this contest between Compuware and the Penguins. A nice outlet pass there. Dixon to the speedy Lohr, who will challenge the defense. Dumping it to the corner and tracking it down. A centering pass comes off of a skate right to Compuware forward, but he can't get it out because of the back pressure from Bloom. Dixon will weave through the Compuware forwards before getting it knocked off of his stick. Zachi back to the puck and swipes it into the Compuware zone, but Lohr had not yet cleared. And so with just under 9 to play, we will have a center ice face-off. 9 minutes to play here in the second period. A 2-1 Penguins lead. So all of you guys out there, let's hit the subscribe button. We're 2 away from 650. I know during this game, you guys can get me to 650 right here. If you're already a subscriber, let a friend know you're watching Cinnamon Swirl TV to log on, catch some great hockey action as Grayson Baru breaks free and his shot stopped by the blocker. A breakout here by Compuware, and all 5 Penguins busting it to get back. Able to turn a 2-on-2 into a 2-on-5, and look what happens there. Swiping it away is Luarchuk. He was trying to find Baru at center, but the Penguins will still have the puck in the form of Foster. He's up the wall, turned back the other way. Now it's Vickers. Puck to Foster's feet. He'll turn it back to the blue line of Compuware before they'll follow in, and Vickers will get the puck down the wall. He's angled to the corner, down to his knees. He'll try it behind the back, on your knees pass to the point that is intercepted, but the breakout picked off by Foster. Now Bowen on the ice. Bowen to the backhand, a shot up high, catches a player up. Decked in front is Vickers. Bowen remains on the puck. Lofting it off of Bowen, bouncing puck at the half wall. Vickers will get the line change completed as Lohr's in on puck pressure. Puck pressure freeing things up. Now Bloom able to pressure it, but spinning it all the way out the center comes a Compuware forward. It'll be Foster defending to the wall. A centering pass cut off by the Penguins' Bloom, and the Penguins are back checking in this game. Turning these potential odd man rushes into advantages for the Pens as Bloom will cut into the middle. He's yanked down to the ice, and it will be a hooking call coming on 44 for Compuware. Just over halfway through this one. 7:06 to play in the second period. It's a 2-1 Penguin lead. Bloom on the draw. Face off, whacked out through center. Coming back to defend Foligno as Compuware tries to create some short-handed action. The Penguins on the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play. It's lobbed in beside for Bloom. Bloom behind the net, tries a breakout up the wing. The Compuware defender able to crash down and keep it in. Penguins will try the other side. Compuware doing a great job of flowing with the puck here, keeping the Penguins hemmed in with the man advantage. Foligno with it. He'll spin away from trouble. Gets Bowen on the wall. Bowen able to ramp it up, and the Penguins come into the Compuware zone with a potential 3-on-2, now 3-on-3, as Bloom's knocked down to the ice. Bowen will get there and turn and missile one towards the net. That is caught up high along the shoulder area by the goaltender and held on to. channeling the powers of Thor through that hair. Finn Bowen was able to spin that one in on net. Vickers, who had the Penguins' first goal today, on that Crosby-style Mohawk 10-2 behind the net, tuckaroo, takes the face-off. Compuware goes D-to-D behind the cage, and they'll throw it all the way out the center past Zachi. Zachi under pressure, taken by Compuware, and Compuware's back into the Pens end shorthanded. Defended off by Foster as Compuware skips one the whole way through. It'll be Goldberg getting there. Penguins having trouble possessing the puck on this power play, and they'll actually ice it. And with 8 seconds left on the man advantage, a faceoff will come the whole way back to the Penguin zone, effectively killing the remainder of the man advantage. I, for one, have been incredibly impressed with the Penguins' paralysis in the defensive zone in this game. Heavy back pressure, good back check up and down the lineup so far. Compuware wins the draw, and they'll toss it behind the Penguins' net. Foster gets there, rims it around to Zachi. Zachi, cross-ice pass off of Vickers right to Lewarchuk, back to Vickers. Bouncing puck, he's unable to get control, but he'll pursue it all the way into the Compuware end. Compuware stomping and starting on the side of their own net. Their breakout pass is cut off by Goldberg. He'll leave it for Lewarchuk. Lewarchuk with a great pass to Zachi, and he fires one glove hand side that's stopped and held by the young lady in net for Compuware. An offensive zone draw to come for the Pens. It'll be Bloom, Schweitzer, Bowen, Foligno, and Kubnik. Face-off brought out by Compuware, and they'll be offside on the play. Bloom and Rogers for Compuware. On the draw, won by Compuware, but they were in the zone as the puck popped free, and it'll be another offside play. The Notre Dame band can be seen playing through the windows above the player benches right now as they bring on or bring off the Irish on the neighboring sheet of ice. And another offside play here at the blue line. We'll reset for a third time. This time Bloom goes forward, Schweitzer reads it, and is able to dump it all the way into the Compuware zone. Schweitzer in after it, Bloom following on with good support. Bloom unable to keep his feet, and back comes Compuware around Foligno. They had a potential 3-on-2 that's broken up again by a back-checking Bowen. Back-checking, the key to this game thus far has been the Penguins' ability to apply back pressure to the break-in of Compuware and disrupt things, not letting them gain zone entry easily. As Schweitzer twists and turns the puck, and it will dump it into the corner. Penguins will look for a line change here as Lewarchuk's on the ice. He pressures the puck, and there it is again. Back pressure, freeing things up. Lewarchuk blazes into the offensive zone, weaves around, carries it all the way behind the net. A centering pass goes right past the stick of Baru. It'll be to Goldberg. Goldberg looking for Lewarchuk in the high slot. Bouncing puck picked up by Foligno and sent screaming wide of the net. Goldberg to it, over to Lewarchuk. He'll use the boards to help him possess. Getting it to Goldberg, who's unable to get control, but Baru will. He'll fire it behind the cage, following on Lewarchuk at the side of the net all the way to the corner, and he'll be the first one to the puck again. Battle along the wall. It'll be dug out by the Penguins' Goldberg, who peels off the wall, comes out in front, shoots it off the side of the cage, and it'll sit on the back of the net. For a whistle, 3:12 to play. Period 2, Penguins lead 2-1. There's a Penguin fan up in the stands waving his jersey at the players on the bench. Looking down from the main rink above, showing the diminutive Penguins much love. A drop pass between the legs by Bowen. Shot by Schweitzer, gets through, and a rebound deflection kicks up off the crossbar. A centering feed by Schweitzer eludes all the sticks, and it'll be a breakout for Compuware. That's defended well by Dixon and kept out at center ice. Back to the Compuware defense. Excellent puck pressure by Bowen, now Lohr. Compuware able to maintain possession, however. Into the Penguins' end for Zachi. Zachi has it knocked off of his stick, but following on right away is Schweitzer, who plays it over to Bowen. He can't get full control, so it's Compuware playing it behind the Penguins' net with 2:17 to play. Sending it up ice to Bowen. Bowen out over the line, up for Schweitzer, a bouncing puck all the way into the Compuware end. It'll be Lohr and Schweitzer with the pressure. Compuware counters with a breakout up the left-hand side all the way to the Penguin line, where it's taken back by Schweitzer. And he heads up ice, where he's cut off by the fresh leg off the bench. A dumped-in puck. Penguins complete a line change of their own. Up ice is Baru. Baru gets to it. Weaves to the inside. Wines, fires, tries 5-hole. That's kicked aside. Vickers looking to get the rebound. He'll center it right to Goldberg, and his shot's blocked out front. A 10-bell chance there, and stepping in front was a Compuware defenseman to keep that puck from getting on net. Vickers behind the cage. Tried to center one. He'll be overtaken, and a breakout to the right. Kicked skate to stick and cleared up no further than Dixon. Swiped away from him, and back in comes Compuware, but Dixon will get right on the horse and disrupt the play. Carried out by Vickers to Baru. Baru will crank it into the Compuware end off of a skate. As we wind down inside of the final minute of the second period of play. A clear by Compuware will be picked up by Foster at the Penguin blue line. Sending it cross ice for Schweitzer. He'll skate into it with some speed, stopping and tossing it back for Lohr. Banked off the boards, defended by Kumnik. Now Bloom with the puck. Weaves in, drop past Schweitzer. He tries to send it across for Lohr, who was streaking towards the net. The puck is behind him, and it'll be wrapped up to the blue line by Compuware, where Kumnik sends one skipping wide of the cage to the blocker side. Compuware will try a breakout up that way again. Again, the back pressure of the boys in black. This time it's Lohr, followed on by Bowen. By Bloom. Weaving to the middle, his shot up high, catches a defender. It's swiped at and cleared by Compuware, and in what I think has been one of the best periods of play by this Penguins team, the effort level coming back to the defensive zone has been phenomenal. And the Penguins lead by a score of 2-1. We'll take you to the second period intermission. almost missed us coming back to live action here. Sorry about that. We are here to start the third period of play of the Notre Dame CCM Shootout. CCM Shootout at Notre Dame, whatever you want to call it. Compuware will carry it into the Penguins' end, shooting one wide of Burchett to the corner for Foligno. He'll go heavy off the wall. Compuware able to keep it in. That's batted out of the air by Foligno. A spinning shot off of a stick, kicked to a corner. Kept in again by Compuware. Bouncing puck goes the whole way through. I'm going to try to see if I can pull that for us here. Puck in the corner, dug out by Bloom, up to Schweitzer. Schweitzer will exit the zone. All the way to the Compuware end. He carries the puck. A shot sent screaming wide. Compuware gets to it in front of their own bench. They'll send it all the way across, where Dixon will pick it up for the Pens, and he'll drive all the way into the Compuware end. As they back off, he'll drive to the hash marks before it's knocked off of his stick, but right there's Lewarchuk to follow on. A feed back towards the point, cut off by Compuware, picked up by Foster at center ice. He'll wait just long enough for players to get on sides and dump it right back in. Compuware able to free the puck up. Lofting one out to center. As Compuware regroups at center, a D-to-D play. And it's a zone exit for Vickers to the Compuware blue line, where they'll pick up and try to regroup. Penguins in the midst of a line change. Compuware to the blue line, dumping it in behind the Penguins net for Foster. Foster rims it up the wall looking for Lohr. That's cut off by Compuware. A centering feed off the skate of Foster. Comes through. Burchett there to make the save. Rebound sits in front. Diving to clear it is Bowen. And now he'll kick the puck to his stick and carry it out to center ice. Dumping it in from the red line. No icing as it's in behind the Compuware net. And the Penguins will chase after it. Bowen and Lohr. Lohr behind the cage. Rimmed around by Compuware, and they'll try to break things out the right. Pressure there from Bloom. They're able to avoid that pressure and carry all the way through center, but Landon Bloom and Bowen on the back check, making it like a 3-on-4 here. As a shot skips wide of the net, it'll be Bloom rimming it back around for Bowen. Stood up by the crashing defenseman to the corner for Kumnik. Tossed back in front, rebound there, nothing doing as Burchett says no thank you, gentlemen. Face off to the left of the Penguin goaltender. Shot in on Burchett, covers the rebound and gets the whistle. It'll be a face-off in the Penguins' end again. Picked up and brought out by Lewarchuk, who sends a great pass cross ice to a streaking Goldberg, who tries to wind it and fire. And just at the last second, like a Charlie Brown football, it's poked out from underneath him. Zachi keeps it at the blue line. He'll shoot it in. Shot in from Vickers, looking 5-hole. is stopped by the stick, and pouncing on the puck is the Compuware goaltender. We'll keep bringing you this live feed here. Sorry, I do have the period wrong. It's third period action. As Compuware gets control and carries it through center. Back pressure from Bowen. A centering pass sent skipping through the crease of the Penguins goaltender. Kept at the point by Compuware. Compuware putting a little bit of pressure on here on the Penguins, trying to get this one tied. Bowen with a backhander up the center to Schweitzer, who cuts into the Compuware zone. Weaving from the left to the right, sending one back, looking for Bowen. Penguins possessing, spinning it back to the corner is Schweitzer. A whistle there on a puck at the blue line, and we'll get a face-off. Bear with me as I work on a couple of quick things here, folks. Puck forced into the Compuware end. Penguins, Foligno gets to the puck. His breakout attempt intercepted. In comes Compuware. On his backhand, dragging it through, leaving it for the point man. It's off of the skate and cleared by Compuware, who will send it in on an offside play. That should come back out to center ice. I believe they'll get that right as well. Oh, they're going to put the face-off actually just outside of the Penguin zone. 9:11 to play here, third period action. Just across the way, the Notre Dame band can be seen through the glass. As they bring the Irish on the ice, the Penguins are offside at the blue line. It'll be Loarchuk just a bit over the line as Goldberg gained the right wing side. The effort and work level of this Penguins team in this 5 o'clock game, it's like they're playing for Notre Dame today, or Minnesota, whichever one you prefer. The Gophers and the Irish. Not necessarily a matchup you're going to see on the Discovery Channel anytime soon. You know, it's not like it's tiger versus shark or something, but an angry leprechaun and a disgruntled rodent it will be. As the Penguins toss it all the way to the Compuware end, no icing. That horn you heard, if you heard it, was the Irish taking the ice. Schweitzer on the half wall, supported by Bowen. Schweitzer kind of between the defender's legs to Bowen, whose shot comes in on net and is equal to the task is the Compuware goaltender. Vickers on the faceoff. To the corner where Baru. Clearing attempt cut off by Foster. His dumping attempt cut off by Compuware and sent all the way back to the Penguins' end. Zachi will get there. He banks it off the boards behind his own net. Crashing down is Baru with a nice stick lift. And a slash coming here. It'll be 83 Zachi, I believe. I don't think I saw that one. But the Pens will head to the penalty kill nonetheless. Will be the Penguins. Kumnik clearing it out to center. Weaving through the offensive zone is Baru, and his shot skips off the side of the net. And he whacks a player from behind. No call on that one. Penguins get away with one there. I tried to go back and watch the Zachi one. I didn't see a lot, but definitely could have gotten Baru there as Kumnik stands up and blocks a shot. Baru back into the Penguins' end. Slap shot from the point, deflected, and there's Bruchette tracking it. And what the Penguins were called for earlier, a slash to a goaltender, apparently not going to be called here in the last 7:10 of the third. The Penguins with a 2-1 lead. They've got 50 seconds left on a penalty kill. Bloom to the faceoff, won by Compuware. Out to the point. Penguins will pressure. Good stick on puck, bouncing puck. Trickles through, pushed aside by Bruchette. Centering feed, slapped that and swiped underneath the Penguin goaltender. So a power play goal by Compuware ties this one at 2 apiece here in the third period. And what's been a very good game. Compuware with 2 power play goals. So the Penguins would be smart to stay out of the sin bin for the next 6:57 and keep up that back and forth check pressure. That's been how they've made hay here in this one. Thank you all for joining us. Make sure you subscribe below. 2 more, folks. 2 more to 650. Get us there tonight. Call a friend, phone a friend, as it's Bloom. They want to be here to see this one. Bloom and Lohr at a 2-on-1. Fed over to Lohr. Shot comes in from the outside, wide of the cage. Bloom will track it down, and he gets absolutely murdered from behind. And that could be a 2-10. Not sure if it'll be called that way. We get a roughing call. So the Penguins will have their shot at power play glory here. The 5 flightless birds will be Schweitzer, Bloom, Lohr, Dixon, Foligno. A late change attempt by Compuware will be rejected by the gentleman in stripes. Face-off won by the Blaze Orange Battlers. A pass from the outside for Schweitzer. Swiped at by Lohr, but covered by the Compuware goaltender at the side of the cage. Penguins head coach is Trevor Nelson. He's flanked by assistants Rob Ferrari, Alex Kubnik, and Brian Bloom. This is a Cinnamon Swirl TV production as Compuware, short-handed, weaves into the Penguin zone. They'll fire one. Bruchette there to kick it aside. Foligno clears the rebound. Compuware right on top of the puck. Behind the net, down goes Dixon. Coming in is Bloom. Bloom knocked down, following on the Penguins defenseman Dixon. Dixon up the wing, weaving into the Compuware zone, onside play. He'll center it for Lohr, who tries to deflect it in on net. Won't get there, so it's back to Foster. Foster lofts it into the Compuware into zone, but it'll be an offside play. 42 seconds left on the Penguin power play. And we'll get a face-off at center ice. 5:47 to play in the game. A 2-2 tie here, third period action. Cinnamon Swirl TV. Cameraman's Rob Schweitzer. Producer and play-by-play by Jeremy Evans. Happy to bring you the games here from the University of Notre Dame. As Vickers knocked down behind the play, Compuware will come out through center. into the Penguin zone, defended by Foster. Keeps him to the outside, a shot in, blockered away. Rebound cleared. Vickers is there, he's tied up, sent back towards the net where it's stopped by Zachi. Zachi will weave through, looking for Luarchuk. He'll find him. And the Penguin will get into the zone onside, tossing it to the opposite corner where Baru will chase it down. Grayson Baru in the corner as the penalty expires. 5 minutes to play of a 2-2 game, and it'll be Luarchuk pulling it out of the corner. Back to the point. There's Foster, his shot on net and gobbled up. .447 to play. Hopefully you're enjoying the Cinnamon Swirl production here of Penn's Elite Hockey. Subscribe below. If you're watching this on replay, if you're watching it live, we appreciate you. Hope you're enjoying it. Back to the point for a shot from Felino that's off of a stick. Banked off the boards by Lohr. And back out the center by Compuware where it's put in on an offside play. And we'll reset another face-off. Bloom to take the face-off. He whacks it forward and skates right into it. Dangling to the outside. He's on the backhand. All the way in behind. Where he's ridden off the puck well. And the clearing attempt by Compuware is cut off by Felino. Attempt number 2 will get out the center. Trying to chip it behind the Penguins defense. Another, look at the back checking effort there. Lohr, Lohr, Bloom, and Bowen. As we'll have an offside play here at the blue line. All 3 forwards hustled back right there. Vickers. Over the dot. Taking the draw, winning it to Goldberg, who wedges it up the wall all the way to the Compuware end. He'll track on the forecheck as Compuware goes around behind, and the swift stick of Luarchuk frees it up to Vickers. He had Goldberg, who caught it on the backhand, couldn't spin it all the way to the forehand, and Compuware whacks it all the way in. It'll be Zachi, heavy off the wall. Picked up by Compuware, centering feed. Defended by Zachi. Cleared up outside of the blue line. Skating to it is Goldberg. He couldn't advance it, but he will on second effort. He couldn't keep his feet, so it'll be Luarchuk tracking it into the Compuware end. Held at the blue line by Zachi. He'll dance around one. Missling one in on net. The rebound sits there. And a player is absolutely decked in front. That'll be, who was that? 2 Vickers knocked down, and the referees will have no choice but to send this young man back to the penalty box. Vickers in front of the net, laid out. So the Penguins will go back to the power play. Now, word of caution here, folks. Compuware has had some of their better chances shorthanded. Something to keep an eye on here. Can the Penguins control the play but keep that intensity up on both the back check, the forecheck? Play the same way, just with an extra player. This will be Bloom in the corner. Tied up. It'll be Bowen coming away with it. Getting it over to Bloom. Bloom, a centering pass that's stopped and covered. It is legal in youth hockey to not punch a player after every cover by the goalie. It's not a requirement. It'll be Bloom spinning it back to Foster. Foster hammers one that skips wide of the cage. Bowen on the forecheck as that's cleared to the point, but no further than Kumnik, whose shot to the short side is kicked away. Compuware gets control. They'll possess under the pressure of Bowen. Able to loft it up to the blue line, tipping it past Kumnik, and in comes Compuware into the Penguins' end. A skate-to-stick maneuver. Centering pass attempt. Around Kumnik, defended by Bloom. It's off the stick of Bruchette. A centering pass goes off the goaltender's stick and ends up just trickling past. And Compuware jumps out to a 1-goal lead. The Penguins still have 2:27 to play here. Time to come back. They did it in the earlier game. They can do it again. It's Compuware. The Penguins still have 30 seconds of power play time too, but Compuware with the puck again. That shot off of Burchett to the side of the net where it'll be a whistle as it's pinned there and a D-zone draw. Face-off 1 to Dixon. It'll be wedged up for Luarchuk. He'll fire it all the way across ice to the oncoming Baru. It is 6:10. Maybe it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Does he have one in him? Luarchuk to Baru. Baru looking to the middle. Spinning one on the backhand. Frida. A tap attempt for Goldberg. I'm not sure if it didn't get through or if it was stopped, but what a play. And back comes Compuware in the right side. A centering feed goes off the stick. It'll be battled for in the corner. Goldberg wedges it free to Baru. Baru, heavy pressure from behind. Has help trailing, and he'll find it in the form of Luarchuk. He goes back to Baru, back to Luarchuk. A give and go into the middle for Goldberg. Can he spin one on net? He couldn't that time, but he'll leave it behind. The Penguin net is empty. Crashing in goes Schweitzer. Leaves it for Goldberg. Now Vickers. Now Schweitzer. Worked in front. There's a shot that just trickles wide by Vickers. To the point, Dixon sending one off the side of the cage. Penguins with 6 players on the ice. Compuware defending with 5. It's cleared all the way out the center. Dixon will get there. Up the wall. Off of Schweitzer. Bloom like a missile after it. He's ridden hard to the wall and will get a penalty. Timeout, Penguins. And he's going to get another penalty. An unsportsmanlike conduct call. It won't affect the number of players on the ice. It'll just affect his penalty minutes. Was that a Notre Dame goal on the other side, maybe? I hear a horn. And the band playing, so perhaps... Penguins coaches drawing up the master plan. My belief is it will have something to do with getting a small black piece of vulcanized rubber into a 4x6 net behind a highlighter lightened goaltender. The 6 flightless birds will be Bloom, Schweitzer, Vickers, Bowen, Dixon, Foster. Puck to the corner, up and just past Foster. It'll be in front of the Penguins bench as time ticks down. 5 seconds left as it'll get all the way to the Compuware end where the time will expire. And Compuware victorious here over the Pens Elite, 3-2. Join us tomorrow morning. What a treat it will be for these young men as they will play on the big rink here at the Compton Family Ice Arena on the campus of the University of Notre Dame, where right now the Minnesota Golden Gophers are playing the Fighting Irish. So join us tomorrow morning for more hockey action here from the CCM Notre Dame shootout. Thanks for joining us as always. Good night.